Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing some white label promos, some psychedelic albums, the Beatles, and a lot of other things. I'll go ahead and get started with a 45 I have. This is just one I ran into when I was digging through 45s and I was pretty shocked. This is a white label promo from Columbia of Janis Joplin, Try Just a Little Bit Harder, backed with One Good Man. It came off her 1969 album, I Got Them, Oh Cosmic Blues Again Mama, and I was pretty surprised to find that. It's not going to go in my jukebox, it's just a really cool promotional copy to have. I got it for less than $1. And now I'm going to show some 20th anniversary picture discs by the Beatles of their singles, and I really love these and I hope to collect all of them. For now I just have 6 of them. But this is one for Revolution, and it is backed with a really cool picture of Hey Jude, and I love that picture. I think that's so cool. So anyway, I was really happy to find that one, and this is with it as well. Here is one for Love Me Do, backed with P.S. I Love You. And finally, I Feel Fine. I think that's a cool picture too. And She's a Woman. Here is another white label promo that I was excited to find. It is Tom Petty's The Waiting, and it's off his album Hard Promises, and it's an album that I really love. It is a gold stamp promo, but it is also a white label promo. I ran into this, the price was really good. I always think these white label 12-inch singles sound amazing, so if it's one for a song I really love and the price is right, I do pick them up. So that was a really exciting find for my Tom Petty collection. Here's Cheap Trick's All Shook Up. This is another white label promo. And this album is kind of special to me because George Martin produced it, and they were very proud of the fact that George Martin worked with them. He is from Beatles fame. He did a lot of their albums. And anyway, I remember one of them saying when they got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they gave a huge shout out to George Martin. They were very, very proud to have worked with him. Here is the gold stamp on it. And here is the white label Epic. And I really think it's cool. I really like these white label Epic records. So very happy to add another album to Cheap Trick, the Cheap Trick collection I have. This is a really, really nice Amazon find for $12. I just picked this up a couple weeks ago. It is Elton John's Songs from the West Coast. This is a very critically acclaimed album. It got a lot of really good reviews, and it is a really good album. The single that came off of this back from 2001 was I Want Love, and it had a very famous video. If you all remember, Robert Downey Jr., he had just gotten really popular again. His career was red hot, and he was just walking room to room lip syncing the song I Want Love. Very good song. I really love it. I remember Larry King back in 2001, and I'm just going by memory, but I think Elton John did an interview with Larry King and he discussed that song, and evidently his collaborator Bernie Taupin had been going through a breakup, and so he came up with that song I Want Love. It's just kind of a bitter song, and Elton John just kind of made a joke about it that his collaborator was going through a breakup, so he was singing about angry and bad love. Anyway, this is a good album, a lot of beautiful piano ballads on it. It's a 2 LP set, and for $12, Elton John, you just can't go wrong. Here is my very first Love album that I've picked out. Just a quick shout out to Rhoda, who owned this before me. And this is a good album. I do not have anything else by them. I've heard little clips of Forever Changes, and I do think that's a really good album. So I really don't have a lot to go by. I know Arthur Lee, by the time this album came out, was the only remaining original member from the Forever Changes era. But anyway, at the time I don't think it was critically acclaimed, but now people looking back on it do like it, and it is a good album. And here it's on the Elektra label. So anyway, that is my first delve into the band Love. Hopefully it won't be my last. I just, it's a matter of finding something for the right price and in the right condition. So other than Rhoda's name on there, everything was excellent. Here is another album, and it's going to be so hard to show you all. This is a reissue. Let me try to figure out if I can see. This is George Harrison's Live in Japan, and I just can't. Right on here it's his face, but there's so much of a glare that I'm not able to show it. Anyway, I had watched Mazzy, the Norman Maslov channel. He talked very in depth about George Harrison and his son Danny, and it inspired me to look up this album. I had always wanted it. I didn't know it had been reissued, so I was very excited to find it. It is later George Harrison in concert. I actually think his voice sounds better on the Bangladesh album. But this album has all of his hits with the exception of Blow Away, which I really love. I think that's a great song. But anyway, it has everything from the Beatles, I Want to Tell You, An Old Brand Shoe, and Taxman. It has the song Something on here. It has just about everything you would want from him, including I Got My Mind Set on You from the 80s. So anyway, just a really complete live album. There's not a lot of really good George Harrison live albums out there to choose from. So anyway, I was just really happy to pick this one up. It is on a 2 LP set on 180 gram vinyls, and the sound's really good for a live album. They did a really good job. So anyway, very happy to add that to the George Harrison collection. And this album is one of those that I picked up. It could have been in my vinyl mistakes video that I made, but I actually really like the album, so I don't consider it a mistake. But it's something, it was a blind buy. It's the new and improved Electric Prunes, just good old rock and roll. I've talked about the Electric Prunes a lot on my channel. For psychedelic music, I really love them. I think they're really good. So when I saw this was the Electric Prunes, I picked it up. And just a blind buy, had no idea what I was getting. This is more of a rock and roll album, and I compare this to back in the day, back in the 80s when New Coke came out. They claimed it was new and improved, just like this one does, but you like the classic better. And that's kind of how I feel about this album, even though I wouldn't say it's a horrible album or anything like that. There is not a single remaining member of the Electric Prunes on this album. They're all different artists. They just, in name only, are the Electric Prunes. So anyway, just an interesting album. Didn't cost a lot. I didn't lose a lot of money on it or anything like that. And I do like it. I do listen to it. It is on the Reprise label. And I have called it Reprise before, so I apologize for that. Anyway, just a good, solid album. But like I said, I like the classic Electric Prunes lineup and music much better. And now I want to do a shout out to Eric Weinbender. He has a channel on YouTube, and he is doing a contest. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and he's doing a contest to raise money to help find a cure for cancer. And unfortunately, I'm very, very busy these days. I'm not going to be able to officially enter the contest. But I wanted to do a huge shout out, and if you will, check out his channel. I will leave the link below. And he wants us all to do videos showing records that have either the vinyl is pink, the title is pink, or there's something pink on the cover, just to raise breast cancer awareness. And so I will show one. I'm just really busy lately. I've been doing a lot for our daughter. She's getting married. We've been looking at wedding venues and a photographer. We just bought her wedding dress yesterday. So just a lot going on. Anyway, this is an album that I think, honestly, out of all of mine in my collection, it has the deepest meaning. It is Paul McCartney's album, New. Paul McCartney is my very favorite solo artist of all time, and he lost his beautiful and talented wife, Linda, to breast cancer. So I thought this was a good one to show. It also came on a really beautiful hot pink vinyl. So in honor of Eric Weinbender's contest, I will show that one record. And also, I just want to share a little bit about our personal story with cancer. When my daughter was 13 back in 2010, she was in her room. She called for me to come in and tie a bathing suit string to her back. And when I did, I noticed a place on her back that just didn't look right to me. There was just something instinctive about it. I wanted it gone. And I immediately called the doctor. Within that week, she had it removed. And the doctor just told me, we'll call you in a week to tell you everything's in the clear. And I waited for that call, and I didn't get it. 3 weeks went by, and finally they did call. I checked on them several times, and finally they gave me the call. They said, we need your family to come in at 7:30 the next morning before they opened. So I knew something was up, but I didn't know what it was, but I was very concerned. And we went in. She had a wonderful doctor, a beautiful, strong woman, and she told me, our family with tears in her eyes, that our daughter had melanoma. And a lot of times when you have a skin cancer like that, you can remove it from the skin and all's good. But unfortunately, in her case, it had grown really, really deep. And melanoma is a type of cancer that once it gets inside your body, it is very aggressive, it's very deadly, and it's not curable. So that's what we were facing. And immediately my daughter had to have a very serious operation. She had to have a portion of her back skin removed, as well as lymph nodes. And it was a very scary time for us, a very scary surgery. And we didn't know whether it had entered the body or not. We just knew it was really close. And thankfully, after the surgery, we did find that our daughter's lymph nodes were clear, so she did not have cancer in her body. It had been removed. It was a successful operation. And thankfully, that was the end of that. Although she does still have to go very vigilantly to the doctor quite often. She has had other places removed that were precancerous, but we are on the offense on this. And also very happy to say that because of what my daughter went through, it gave her a desire and a career opportunity. She really wanted to become a doctor. And now we have really great news. We just found out last week that she's been accepted into medical school. So I had her blessing to share this story with you all. And I just hope it's encouragement, because even though it was a very hard time and a very scary thing to go through, there are cancer survivors, there are happy endings, and we really need to raise awareness and money. We need to find a cure for cancer so that everybody is as fortunate as we are. So please check out Eric Weinbinder's channel. Give him a sub. He really deserves it. His kind of videos are the perfect format to do live videos. He needs 1,000 subs for that. So if you wouldn't mind, give him a sub. I really appreciate it. That's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and leave your comments below. Take care. Bye-bye.